my very first survival um, channel that I was watching, and I don't. I think the content creator was more important than the type of content. Then you start to listen to type of content, and it happens. It just pleases you, so you're more interested, right? Like, I give a fuck about surviving the forest, no, because I don't think I'm going to be in the forest. But if I can be entertained and have a good experience on how to survive in the forest, that's cool. All this to say, I'm watching Yeti and the Bigfoot, and it's fucking kind of funny because they're doing like vlogs, and you can see that they're holding the GoPro and they're doing survival, and it's kind of funny because they're saying, oh, they fucking some campers left their beers and I stole them, so this makes me laugh, and I have been impressed, but very, very impressed by how good it is, by how much I enjoyed it. See, with AI, and this is what Janice was talking about, and this blows my mind. With AI, there's this content which is flawless, and then you see the content and you can literally tell it's AI. And there's just also fear about it. There's also this fear about it, but in the same way, like I said, it was a traumatic response to him, to one of my close friends, um, showing me how far we've came with AI. And it's gonna be a beautiful video to do because there are quite a lot of steps to take, so it's fun. So then, what happened is, I'm like, holy shit, right? And I'm seeing AI that was kind of shitty before being super good, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm tripping. So now, what started this conversation is he showed me a song, and he was showing this song. This is not what I was going to go. See, ADHD. Okay, okay, cool. And with with the Yeti and the Bigfoot, it was just so well made. So like, okay, well, is this where AI is? And it feels threatened. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I remember. So people in the comments right now, one of the main comments that I see, not in my comments, but in comments in general, is this AI? So we're literally in a phase where AI is good enough to copy or to mirror your reality, and we're really at a point, at a standpoint, and this right now, right here, right now, is one of the worst period for AI. One of the worst period because we're still at a step where it's improving a lot, and we're starting to question reality. Now, technically speaking, there's going to be regulation, which she just told me about, which was insane. But technically speaking, we'll be able to say, okay, well, this is AI, or this is real life, and this is one way. The other way is the content from AI will be so good that we don't care that it's AI. Because at the end of the day, so morally speaking, I think we all want to be entertained. I think we all want to have a greener planet, but we have these water bottles that we're supposed to recycle. We're on a run somewhere on a mountain trail. There's a garbage. There's no recycling bin. Your water is finished. You're gonna be putting it in the garbage, right? You're gonna be wanting to eat healthier, but then you're gonna see the price of fruit and vegetable at the grocery store and like, oh, you know what? That's a problem. It's where do you hold your morals, and that was the Chinese response to it. You see, I mentioned yesterday, my problem with AI was how omnipresent it's gonna be, and it's a real fear. It's a real fear. Yesterday, when I made the video, it was uncomfortable. It wasn't. I'm against AI. This makes me uncomfortable, and there's so many good things about that, but so many bad things about that. The good thing is um, I mentioned how I was so proud of my boy, because he isn't the person that's gonna take the camera and film because he's shy. But at the same time, if AI allowed him to be creative, and yes, post content, absolutely, make content, post content, because and it's possibly a perception, but one of the most, one of the funnest thing to do is to film content. The second funnest thing to do is to put it live or put it online, because you're putting out it online and you're like, okay, well, guess what? This is my perception. This is what's gonna happen. This is, for example, this is my vision. This is my baby, and I'm gonna put it out there. You see, and it's such a weird thing to say, but imagine you're parents, and I know this is gonna sound very, very bad, but you're parents, and the parents, you have your kid, and you raised your kid for 4 years, and you taught him to be the best kid you can be. and you're hoping, you're praying to the gods, to whatever gods you want, that you did a good job as a parent. I want to show you guys how nice the nature is. There's nothing people prefer is clear sky, and although I think a clear sky is good, to me, clouds are just freaking beautiful. They're just freaking beautiful. Yeah, they're just freaking beautiful. It's nuts because yeah. So you have your kid, and you send him to the kid to school. And you're like, okay, well, now it's time to test if I did a good job. And putting a video, you have your own perception, and you put it at the world, and the world might be like, fuck that, it's stupid, right? So yeah, I have this fear. Now, here's the beautiful part. Why am I making it version number 2? So far what I'm saying is pretty akin to what I was saying before, right? It's a couple of side tangents here and there, but pretty much what I said before. And then yes, this today, just like yo, I didn't agree with the fact that how you portrayed me. Yes, it's an AI song, but it took me hard work, and it took me you told me it took 10 days. Now here is where it's kind of complex. I was threatened by the AI. I was threatened by how it affects my content because, of course, we're going to talk about that later on about something that is going to be quite controversial. Did it affect my content, and if yes, how did it affect my content, which is also super important. And it was nuts because I didn't put myself in a creator in a AI and a content creator who uses AI as a tool. I didn't put myself in those shoes. I've had people make fun about me with AI, which I'm super grateful. But when, and this is a weird thing, when Janice did the video, I was like, when Janice did the song, I was like, holy shit, this is next level. But I didn't think about the amount of work that's being put in. To me, I don't know much about AI. Is it something that's super simple to use? Is it something that's super hard to use? I know that there's really better quality AI than others. Like for example, we'll take some of the videos that it's clearly AI, and some of the video where, for example, the Bigfoot and the Yeti doesn't. Well, it's AI because you can tell it's AI because they don't exist, but it's so well made. Like okay, well you question things. It's nuts. There's this, and right now we're sitting in a huge place, right? So for when this came in, and it's like, yo, you don't understand. I don't think you understand how hard I worked, and it kind of felt bad because, of course, it's my boy. But at the same time, it's kind of nice that he said that because it's your boy and because he's your best friend, you don't really care how hard he works because like I trust you. I have faith in you. If you release something, if you put your heart and soul, I know you. I know that you're close to your feelings. So when you do something, I'm close to my feeling too. So when you do something, or when you make a video, or when you do X, Y, Z, you are in a position of I'm gonna be myself to it. It's two people drinking the same can of Monster, and they're both doing a review, and the review is completely different. Simplistically say, and they have different tastes in food, and women, and everything. They simply see. And this is actually crazy because this is such a good example. You see, how can I say this? There's it's not the taste, but it's how you accomplish the work. And I saw AI, and I saw people using tool, and I was talking about how it's a crutch. And crutch are good because sometimes you need crutch, but you can allow crutch to rule your life. For example, oh, your foot is hurt, you need crutch to walk, that's cool. When you're healed, you have to give up on the crutch, right? And it's not, I was seeing somebody talk about how you take a blind man, you curse blindness. The first thing he does, he gets rid of the walking cane or the cane that he had. But this cane has been his tool since his entire life, you know. So to me, this was quite telling. So this came in today and it was like, hey, I don't think you understand how much work I put in. And after that, it was like, hey, I know you didn't mean it to be it. It's kind of cool because we thought about a video like that before, and you know, I'm seeing a more trust, yeah, more trust, but more like this is how I feel about it. And if we can talk about how I feel about it, let's talk about how I feel, and it's It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Um, Recently meeting a lot of new people have made me realize that we all have our fucking stories, and we all have this universe, and from a baby to right now, and what affected us and what made us the person we are today. Is there a specific event that was traumatic, or a special event that was, example, you were a kid and you went to a baseball game, and because you went to a baseball game you want to be a baseball player, and that's your obsession. So him using AI, of course it was challenging, but at the same time, he put his heart and soul, and I was so proud of him. And what I was trying to say is, I was proud of him because he was my boy, but I should have been proud of him because of the work he put in. And he was like, yo, there's so much more detail I don't understand. For example, with this song, and he was talking to me about how certain companies, they will say, hey, you can use our website or our tools to make a song, but then we have the rights to the song. And I didn't know about that. It's such a wild west. And to me, see, imagine the AI tool. Imagine how they can be used for um, improving life of a lot of people. But then, if you're not improving life of a lot of people, then you're using it for monetary gain. Then you can't you kind of you're kind of going backward. For example, the electric cars. We were supposed to have that a while ago. However, companies of gas were like, fuck that. Um, we don't want you to use it. We want you to buy our gas. So they bought the plan and they destroyed it. So it's kind of like AI, you know? Is it something? That's exactly like AI. Are electric cars positive? Absolutely. Is AI positive? Absolutely. Well used. And he was talking to me about how it was hard work, and he wrote the lyric himself, and he was talking to me about how what his part of the work was, and also how much the computer, well, not the computer, but the AI did. And to me, again, I'm going to repeat myself, but it was, I never put myself in the content creator shoes of AI. And even when I did, I was like, yo, for my boy, he wants to make content really shy, so this is a perfect tool because it's not a want, or it's not a need, well, no, it's not a want. I want to use AI because the quality of the videos will be better. It's a need because I want to make content, and this is one of the things that I can use, Genesis is perfectly normal. He has his limbs, he has his voice, he's smart, but doesn't mean that right away he's going to be similar to me. And similar to me as a content creator, we have different ways of approaching things, different way of working, and this is the beautiful thing. If AI is the way, and I did mention this, yesterday's videos. I was mentioning like, hey, if everybody's using AI, and I started using AI, in the last 4 years of my life making content and improving my confidence and improving my social skill were meant to be for nothing. But what am I not saying is, if I was to restart, would I use AI? Possibly, because it's a tool. Me and Nancy were working on streaming, and we're using a thing called, and this is kind of crazy when you think about it, because it is a tool to stream on multi-platform, multi-streaming. And then, what is kind of weird is, I was like, dude, I'm trying to do multi-stream, and I want to do it on Kick and on TikTok. And again, all of this is kind of seen, right? You can see it on the videos. And then it's like, am I gonna help? And then Janice comes in, and I'm like, why? He's like, why are you having such a hard time? And I'm like, well, everybody's saying something that is different. Everybody's using the keys, the different keys. And then at the end, he comes in with a program called Restream. And Restream, instead of using OBS and making sure that we're working through OBS, we're working through this tool, and he's doing the job for us. So it's kind of like AI in itself, right? And it was a tool that was free, so you got, okay, well, let's use it, right? So it's nice because at the same time it is the easier route, but at the end of the day, you get to the same point, you know? Didn't put myself in the shoes of a content creator that uses AI, and of course there's great quality AI, and there is bad quality AI, of course. Like I was saying, I'm threatened, I'm fearful of AI in a way where it's just going to be impossible to compete with. It's going to be impossible to compete with, you know? And it's funny because I saw my father yesterday, and he was talking about marginal. Marginal is a French word for out there, for eccentric. So there's this word called so there's this paper, right? And you write in the paper, and there's this margin. And technically speaking, you're not in the margin. You're in the margin. You're writing on the paper, but you're not writing on where you're supposed to be. So you're still on the same paper. I think AI is going to be that. I think AI is right. So this is the crazy part. So you're in the margin, and you write here. This is your paper, and you write here. You're still on the same paper, but it's just you're a bit out there. With AI right now, this is the margin. A lot more people are using. Oh, we got new neighbors. It's super cool too. I was filming, and they said, "Hey, what are you filming?" I said, "Oh, I'm filming nature." Like, oh, good for you. Instead of saying, "Please don't film," because people will think I'm filming them, which I'm not. It would be really weird. With the margin, a lot of people are going to be making videos, and some people will be using AI as the margin. The more people that use AI, it's going to be like a minority. People who are making content themselves versus you can hear the stream versus people that don't use it, and there's going to be a shift in the balance, and then we're going to be making content are going to be the margin. What I'm afraid also is, yes, my friend did a song using AI, and he was talking to me about how hard he works, and I really applaud that. You see, I was proud of him for, and this is my fault. This is I was wrong for that. This is something that you shouldn't do. I was proud of him for working, but I should have been proud for him for how hard he worked, because he owed me to this standard of, hey, did you really try? So for example, when we're doing a stream, it's like, did you really try? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try again. For the streaming. But then he was honest about using AI, which is great because it's a new world. Also, my problem is how many of the content creators we're watching are using AI to better their video. If you look at a very popular content creator, so for example, people like top streamers, right? They have a whole team behind them choosing the video. It is incredible. I was talking to this. I was cleaning the house today, and I was talking about this. When there's literally PR team behind a content creator, when there's literally company behind a content creator, when a content creator is being fed what to say, when a content creator is being formed to be as sociable as possible. You take a person, and I'm gonna take the worst example because the guy is a fucking asshole. And the guy he's in jail for horrific crimes. I'm gonna take an example of Jared from Subway. So Jared from Subway was a fat dude. I can say fat because I'm fat. He was a fat dude that lost some weight through Subway, right? And he was the mascot of Subways and said, "Hey, I lost weight with Subways." Now this is not true. The truth is, yes, he was eating Subways, but he was also training. He had nutritionists behind him. He was having all team. And then what Subway did, which was smart but devious, what they did was they took Jared and they trained him. This is how you talk, this is how you face the situation, this is blah 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 blah. This is really how you deal with press.